Hey, everybody, welcome. And hello, Mother. How are you guys? Grab yourself one block for practice if you have that. That would be great.
Everybody, welcome.
And you can also grab yourself some tea, some water. We're going to get started in about 7 minutes for practice. Okay. I'm just trying to get us all even Steven for our yoga practice. That's all about balance, but I've got a little bit of a slanted deck here. Doing my best. So, welcome to my channel. It's called Yoga with Simone. Pretty simple. Just yoga practices here 3 times a week, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Right now, the times for live practice are 11 a.m. PST and 2 p.m. EST. So, if you ever want to join live, it's a lot, well, it can be a little bit more. Just a little bit more company, a little more community like. What I'll say about that is it's just nice to know that although we can't be in a room together, there's other people practicing at the same time and enjoying that practice in the same moment. And we're all kind of taking our breaths in and our breaths out and our steps forward and our steps back. So feel free if you can to join live. It's always a good way to be in community when you're practicing yoga. Got a few people joining so far. We've got about 3 minutes left. I teach a variety of classes if you're newer to the YouTube channel. Sometimes vinyasa flow, which we'll be doing today, slow and steady one, and sometimes mixing it up, a yang yin. We do yins on Sunday typically, just a nice kind of cozy Sunday practice. And sometimes I also lead hatha, which is basically all these poses held a little longer, the basics, hatha yoga. So hopefully you'll be able to join me sometime again if this is a first time for you. And just a heads up if you're struggling with internet connection, if it's a little slow on your end, sometimes I do get messages for that. Sometimes playing it back at like 360 or 480 is good. I'm launching it at a higher speed. So hopefully that works for you. But if you're feeling like playing it back is, a little slow or jittery, you can always set your YouTube playback to a lower speed. So we're at just 1 minute before the hour. So if you're already on your mat, feel free to find a sit or a still position in your body. And in my case, I'm practicing outside on a deck, and there's so much going on around me. The world is still moving. I can be a little more aware to it just by hearing that world. I'm not sure where you are in the world, but it's really always important to kind of not try and fight those exterior things, but to kind of bring them into your practice. So sometimes you could enjoy the birds, you could enjoy the barking dogs, and sometimes there's less to enjoy about the garbage trucks coming by. But whatever it is, it's all meant to be integrated into this practice, and you still choosing your breath in and your breath out and your moves deliberately to heal and bring your body into better awareness. So all to say, let's not fight it today. If you're in a still position, we're going to get started. If you're not in a still position, I'm going to ask you to take one. It could be on. I'm not going to tell you what intention to work with. I'm not going to tell you some yoga language here. Just settle into your body. Your breath move up and down your body, down and up. Just notice whatever even small space, if that's the case, your body makes for a breath in and a breath out. And then just take a moment to decide what this practice needs to be. We've got an hour on the mat together. Maybe it's an attention to that breath. Maybe it's softening. Maybe it's lending in a little more awareness for an hour because you know that the rest of your day won't provide for that. Maybe it's shutting off the news. There's a lot of people watching the news. It's good to be well informed, and I'm guilty of this too, but maybe we got to shut off the news. Take a moment to curate your space. One more breath in. And whether you exhale out the mouth or the nose, let it leave you. Change your position and make your way to your belly with your head facing whatever you deem to be the front of the mat. Belly Shavasana. Take a moment to point your big toes out to the sides of your mat so your inner feet rest onto the mat and your heels are in. I call them flipper feet. And then layer one forearm at a time and lie your forehead on your mat or on your forearms and hang out here with rested feet, the insides of your feet, resting to the mat, the belly resting to the mat, and the softness of your inner thighs open onto the mat. And your flipper feet subtly but importantly opening up your hips and your pelvic floor flatter to the mat. And you'll probably hear my breath, but hopefully you hear your own. Deep inhale through the nose to feel the rise of your back body as you fill up on inhale. The stretch of your lower back as you fill up on inhale. And then slow out the nose as you feel the drop of your pelvic floor a little heavier. And the lower back in towards the belly onto the mat. For the exhale. 2 more breaths. Keep your head up, look forward, breathe in. Step one forearm at a time onto the mat with your elbows underneath your shoulders and your fingers pointing straight ahead. Breathe out. Keep your inner feet lying on the mat, those flipper feet, encouraging a resting of the legs and a softening of the glutes. Press through the elbows and drag your heart forward and up. You might feel a little dragging forward or a pulling of the legs forward, but not so much moves. It's just that little bit of conversation and pressing the elbows down that integrates a bigger stretch through the lower back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come down to the lips, press the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under, heels look up. Press to a child's pose, all the way up and back. Breathe in. And with your heels looking up and toes pressed into the mat, feel the stretch of the feet. Breathe out. To tabletop and automatically arch the spine. Inhale. And then lead through the bum to round the spine. The bum goes kind of into motion for rounding. Ripple into the spine, tuck the chin in last. Breathe out, cat pose. Inhale, arch the spine. In breath. The ripple starts with the bum and sacrum, and then it ripples into the spine to round the spine. Exhale, tuck the chin in last. Start with the tailbone first, then arch the spine slow, look forward, last, breathe in. One more cat pose, breathe out. One more arch of the spine, inhale. Cow. One more exhale, round, breathe out. Go to a flat back, neutral gaze to the mat. Inhale. This is a big step and stretch. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Breathe out. Step your left hand to center, more underneath your face. Right arm high. In breath. And then straighten your back leg by curling your back toes under. Stay in this. Breath out. Full inhale as you reach and spread your fingers. See if you can get weight out of the left wrist of the arm there. Breath out. Right hand down. Separate your hands about shoulder width distance. Kick the right leg high. Inhale. Three-legged dog. You're going to bend this right leg and stack the right hip over the left. Exhale. Can you open up your pelvic floor to the right side of your mat, right side of your room, whatever it is, for 3, 2. Straighten the legs, square the hips, breathe in. Step to downward face dog, breathe out. Roll forward to plank, try and get the weight out of the wrists and elbows, inhale. Knees up or down, chaturanga to the floor, kiss the floor, breath out. Step onto your forearms like we just did, Sphinx pose. Drag the heart forward, press through the elbows, inhale. And then kiss the floor, come down, put the hands underneath the shoulders, exhale. Curl the toes under, press through to a child's pose, breathe in. And then come to tabletop, breathe out. One arch of the spine, cow pose, lead with the tailbone first, ripple up the spine, inhale. Lead with the tailbone to round the spine, cat pose, exhale. Go to a flat back, take a breath in. And that big awkward step, left foot to the outside of the left hand, exhale. If you're okay in the shoulder, I'm not so much. You can kick your left arm straight up to 12 o'clock. Breathe in. You can stay in that twist of left rib cage up and back, and then straighten the back leg. Breathe out. Hold your inhale here. Stay in the twist, back leg straight. Hold your exhale here. Put your left hand down and separate your hands about shoulder width distance. Ground through the pads of those hands and kick the left leg up, three-legged dog. Breathe in. And then bend the left leg and stack the left hip open on top of the right. Shine your pelvic floor to the left side of your room, mat, whatever it is, but ground through the left hand. So you're still turning your left shoulder in for 3, 2. Straighten the legs, square the hips. Inhale. Step down to downward face dog, hips up and back. Exhale. Come forward to plank. Breathe in. Knees up or down, and we're going to chaturanga halfway. We're going to use the intellect of Sphinx pose to come into a modified upward dog if your knees are down. You can press through the shoelaces to lift the knees and then head to downward face dog. Exhale. Full breath in here and out. Look forward, guys. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. In breath. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Exhale. Heels in, toes out. Halfway lift, straight legs. Breathe in. And then bend the legs and sit the bum down. Weight into the heels. Malasana squat. Breathe out. And draw the palms to heart. One deliberate breath in and out through the nose as you stand up a little taller through the spine here in this Malasana squat. For 3. For 2. Put your hands down, turn your toes in. Toes point straight ahead and fold. Exhale. Peace fingers to big toes with a little wide stance in the feet. Halfway up through the heart, breathe in. And then charge the arms, pull on the toes and fold a little deeper, elbows out, breathe out. Release the toes, heel toe a little closer together. Feet touch or slightly hip width distance, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Stand up, arms high. It's our first morning stretch. Can you reach? Breathe in. Hands to heart, breathe out. Surya A, arms high. Inhale. Flow to fold. Exhale. Fold to flow. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step into plank pose, grounding the pads of those hands, grounding the balls of the feet, knees up or down. In breath. Bend the arms halfway, chaturanga. Move through upward dog or modified upward dog, shoulders back. And then go to downward dog. Maybe you go through tabletop and then hips up and back. Full breath in. Full breath out. Step the left foot forward, then the right foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Ardha Uttanasana, breathe in. That's the halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stand up, rise and shine, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. One more Surya A, arms forward and up, breathe in. Hinge at the hips, draw your navel in, hug the ribs to the navel, fold, breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Step to your plank pose, hold your plank for 2 breaths. Squeeze your inner thighs together, feet together, toes together, and feel the real strength of your plank pose. And then as you feel the strength of your plank pose and your inner leg zip up to seam, take an inhale here, and then chaturanga halfway. And then upward face dog. It's like you're dragging your shoelaces forward here for a beat. Downward face dog. Exhale all the breath out. Land home. Right foot steps to right thumb, left knee down. Inhale the arms high. Beautiful. Exhale, twist to the right. Take the arms back up. Inhale. Put the fingertips down to the floor. Straighten the back leg. Exhale. Try and peel your belly off your front thigh here. And try and straighten your back leg a little more. With lengthen the spine, even if you come to the very tips of the fingertips. Lengthen the spine. Length extends to lengthen the neck. Crown of the head facing forward. Stay in the hold, not the hold of the breath, for 3, 2. Plant the hand so your heart goes down lower. Kick the right leg up. Breathe in. And then bend the right leg and stack the right hip. And then straighten the leg. Inhale. And then step the right foot forward. Left heel down. Warrior 2. Come up. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Let's massage some energy into that right leg. Straight right leg, arms high. Inhale. There's an opportunity to stretch here. Then warrior 2. Exhale. 2 more. Straighten arms high. Bend into warrior 2, arms level. Exalt your warrior, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, send the right foot into chaturanga. Upward dog, breath in. Downward dog, breath out. Left foot to left thumb, right knee down. Arms high, Anjane, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the left. Create long arms, wrists in line with the shoulders. Bring both arms forward and overhead. Anjane, breathe in. Tips of the fingers down, framing the front foot, straighten the back leg, and push through the ball of the right foot. Stay. And then get more lift of the heart so that you can imagine, even though you can't see it, your spine lining up with that back leg straight. So you might come to the very tips of the fingers. You might even platform those tips of the fingers onto a block to rise up a little more. For 3. For 2. Stay strong in the back leg. Plant the hands. Kick the left foot up. Breathe in. 3-legged dog. Bend. Stack the hip. Breathe out. Straighten the left leg. Inhale. Step forward and then your right heel down. Right toes out. Warrior 2. Exhale. Stay for a breath in. Feel the squeeze of the upper inner thighs. Breath out. Fly your warrior. Arms high, straight leg. 1. Go back to warrior 2. 2 more of this. Stretch. Get long. Warrior 2. 1 more of it. Warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Dance back. Left side open. Breathe in. Real reach. Real stretch. Cartwheel the hands right into chaturanga. Left foot back. Knees can go up or down all the time in chaturanga. I might take advantage of that. We meet in downward face dog. If you're laboring to carry the weight of your body, you need to make those adjustments, modify your flows. And 2 breaths here. Look forward, heels high, bend the legs, breathe in. Hop or big step. Breathe out and fold. Feet a little space between them. Straighten the left leg and bend the right leg. And then kick your left arm up to 12 o'clock. Full breath in. Full breath out. You're into the tips of the fingers of the right hand. Left hand down, feet together. Sit to chair pose. Breathe in. Stay seated, breathe out. Stand up, arms high overhead, inhale. And then exhale up and over to the left. Center, arms high, palms face one another, fingers wide, breathe in. Chair pose. Stand up, arms high, inhale. Up and over to the left, crescent again. Palms face one another, come to center, breathe in. Chair pose for a lower sit, challenge. Palms to heart, breathe in. Twist to the left, finding that stretch on the right side. Press your left palm down onto your right, and then slide your right knee back so your left knee and right knee are in line. Sit down into it, peel your heart up. For 3, for 2. Come out of it, stand tall, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, breathe in. Step to plank and chaturanga, knees up or down. Remember to make space for your breath to be delicious. Upward dog or modified upward dog. If you're taking the modification out, pick up the knees, shoelaces down. Downward face dog, breath out. Beautiful. Right leg up, breathe in. Right knee to right elbow. Right leg up, in. Touch your left elbow. Right leg up, inhale. Step through, keep the back leg straight and go to the very tips of the fingertips and hold that pose again. Lengthen the spine. Can you wash your arms back, lengthen the spine? From the wash back, wash them forward, length with the ears. They're not up. For 3, 2. Tap the hands down. Kick the right leg up. Inhale. Bend and stack that right hip again. Exhale. Straighten the leg. Breathe in, square hips. Step through again, and then step the left foot forward, feet together, breath out. Chair pose. Inhale. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh, figure number 4. And go into those outer hips. Both of them get a little massage from this. You just feel them differently. For 3, for 2. Lift up the left knee to chest, arms high, breathe in. And step 2, a lunge, arms high, breathe out. Take an inhale, look up. Wash them down and back. Kind of duck the heart forward and down, but not all the way down. Wash them up, crescent lunge, breathe in. Second warrior. Fly your warrior 3 times, arms high, straight leg. Each time you go into second warrior, can you squeeze the upper inner thighs? 2 more times. Second warrior. 1 more time. Woo, second warrior. Fly your warrior, keep your front leg straight, breathe in. Heel toe the back foot slightly in and then right hand down, triangle, Trikonasana, breathe out. I'm going to use my block. I need that guy. You could put the block to the outside or inside of the left foot or right foot. Does it feel good to do a little circle? I'm adding this on to your left arm because you've been stuck in the shoulder maybe. Does it feel good to mindfully move? Always mindfully move. Never just reactionary. Left hand to left hip, bend the front leg. You're going to kick up the back leg. Whoo, that all moved. Into half moon. Head the back. Ooh. Challenge, challenge. So whether you get challenged by a moving carpet on your deck or an airplane or the sounds, that's the stuff seeping through. Keep going to your breath. Big inhales and exhales out. Turn your left hip in, left hand down. Have a moment in standing splits to kick up your left leg. Fold in, breathe in and out. Step your left foot down, feet just a little bit separated. And then straighten your right leg and bend your left leg and kick your right arm high. It's like teenager at the mall hips, left hand underneath you to center as you twist. Right hand down, feet together. Inhale to chair pose. Sit down, exhale. Stand up, arms separated but long overhead. Breathe in. Go up and over to the right. Center. Really active hands. Breathe in. Sit to chair pose. Try and take it a little further. The stakes get deeper. Stand up. Inhale. Up and over, fingertips to the right. Come back to center. Breathe in. Have a chair pose. Knees, feet together. Sit lower. One more time. Stand. Arms stay long and strong. Up and over to the right. Come back to chair pose. Inhale up and then sit down. Hands to heart. Breathe in and twist towards the right. Whether you park your outer left arm to your outer right thigh, right palm pressed down, and rotate the right rib cage up and back. Beautiful. Get out of the twist, stand up, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, fold, breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. And that chaturanga with knees up or down. If you come into a modified up dog, pause there. Maybe pick up the knees for full up dog. And then roll over the toes to down dog. Left leg high, breathe in. Touch your left elbow, exhale. Kick up again in breath and touch your right elbow. Kick up again, breathe in. And step towards that left thumb. And into the fingertips. And keeping this to find the stability of the back leg. And can you wash your arms back? And runner's lunge here. And then can you wash them forward, but not all the way up? And then can you tap them down? And from here, kick the left leg up, breathe in. And open the left hip on top of the right, breathe out. And then straighten the left leg, inhale, square the hips. And then step through to the left thumb. And come up to crescent lunge. Breathe in. And come into warrior two. Breathe out. And squeeze your upper inner thighs together to characterize this warrior two strong. And then from that place, fly your warrior, arms high, straight leg. Go to warrior two again, but deeper lunge. Squeeze the upper inner thighs. Arms high, straight leg. Deeper lunge. One more full round of it. Reach. Exhale, second warrior. Do a little final squeeze of upper inner thighs. And then fly your warrior. Take an inhale. Keep the straight leg. Heel toe the back foot in a bit. Hips back. Triangle pose. Whew. And land pretty deeply, if you can, into triangle. I always like to use a block again, inside or outside of the foot. If you want a deeper opening of the chest and right rib cage back, outside of the foot. Right fingertips up. Circles add on. Even if, in my case, this shoulder is a lot better than the other shoulder, I could whip around and go into it, but still mindful movement. Slow and steady. Maybe the other way. Always mindful, always space. Put your right hand to your right hip. Breathe in. And bend the front leg to kick up the back leg. For half moon, breathe out. You should be able to see or feel for a long line of energy on your right side body. And you may be able to send that right arm high to 12 o'clock. And then you want to pick up weight from that bottom hand, so you're not just putting all your weight there. It's elevating the spirit of the pose for 3, for 2. From here, we're going to go to standing splits. Breathe in. All right, and then kick up. Breathe out. Fold and kick for 3. Oh, I love when I forget something because I got to get creative. For 2. We forgot that figure number 4. We got to get him. Put the right foot down, feet together. Inhale, chair pose. And cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So get into the hips now. We caught up, we got it. And then we'll rinse it out. Sit a little lower, but that higher heart for 3, for 2. Instead of kicking the right leg back into topple tree and then a lunge like we were supposed to, step to chair. Breathe in. In that low sit, fold, straighten the legs slow, and savor this fold. Breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale to Chaturanga, whether it's that step or hop, knees up or down. Where will you get the most bliss and integrity in your breath? Upwards dog, knees off the ground unless modified. Roll over the toes to down dog, go home. For 3, for 2, and just finding that downward dog. And then maybe you pedal 1 foot at a time because that can be really delicious in the hips. 1 heel up, 1 heel down. Good stuff. Step your right foot forward, breathe in. Step your left foot forward, breathe out and fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. As you fold, a little wider through the feet, hip width distance. Micro bend the legs and slip the hands underneath the feet, gorilla pose. Toes to wrist creases. pedal a little bit in your legs. So one leg at a time bends, one up and down through the hips, pressing the fronts of the feet to the hands, and just enjoying that space. And then micro bend both legs so you can space up, heart up, longer spine, breathe in. And fold and pull, drawing the elbows in. Should be able to feel an opening in your upper back. And then tucking maybe your chin in, long neck. 2. And 1. Feet together. Swim the arms up to chair pose. Breathe in. Listen, a little different. Arms down parallel to the floor. Breathe out. Right arm underneath the left with long arms. So crisscross. Keep that. Right leg over the left. You already feel what these long arms crisscrossing are doing. Can you add on? Eagle arms. Pressing the left elbow down and the right elbow up. Release the arms high. Breathe in. And bring the right knee up and then kick back to topple tree. Breathe out. Point your right big toe in and down. Feel the burn on the outer left. We'll even that out in a bit. Swim them up through the heart. Right toes by the left toes. Stand up. Inhale the arms high. And go to chair pose again. Exhale. And cross the left ankle over the right. Figure number 4. Should feel like a bit of a on that outer left hip. Look up without too much arch in the lower spine. Sit lower. Straighten the right leg, left knee high, arms high. Breathe in. Again, kick back, topple tree on this side. Be aware that your left hip is looking down, and then open your left hip on top of your right like you did with that kick out. Right arm high. Half moon. Could you maybe bend the left leg and scoop up the left ankle or foot? Right hand. Into long left leg if it is bent. Warrior 2 step. Find it. Squeeze your upper inner thighs while exalting your warrior. Breathe in. And bring your right hand to your right wrist or right ankle, left arm high. Lining up your right arm with the lower part of your right leg, stacking shoulders on top of one another. Open through the left rib cage. 2. Warrior 2, breathe in. Land, look forward, breathe out. Fly your warrior, straight leg, inhale. Turn your right toes in and wide-legged fold to exhale. Weight into the fronts of the feet as you bow down. And it might feel kind of delicious to walk your hands in between your legs and behind you and pull energy down through the heart. For 3, 4, 2. Halfway up, inhale. Bend your right leg, flip your left toes up. Feel the stretch as you flex your left foot for 3, for 2. Come back to wide-legged fold, but walk towards the left foot, which was the back of your mat. Breathe in. Bend the right knee down, and then straighten the left leg and fold over this left leg. Breathe out. Fold in a kind of submissive way, heart heavy for 3, 4, 2, for 1. Beautiful. Back forward. Pick up the back leg and straighten the front leg and fold in. Walk back to wide-legged fold. Inhale. Walk forward to the front of the mat. Exhale. Kick the right leg up, three-legged dog. Breathe in. Bend and stack the hip. Breathe out. Move forward through the hip square, right leg high. Inhale. And either keep it elevated as you move to chaturanga, or maybe you modify. Upward face dog. Breathe in. And downward face dog. Breathe out. And hang out in downward face dog. About 3 breaths here. 3 kind of opportunities to find your footing. Bend the legs, heels high, look forward, inhale. You can hop or big step and forward fold at the top of the mat. Exhale. Little wider stance, toes point straight ahead. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, reach for opposite elbows, link and tuck the chin in. And then sway a little bit right to left. Have something juicy in between sides for 3. Sway at the hips, at the torso 2. Let the arms go. Step the feet together, toes touch. Chair pose. Arms high initially. Arms parallel to the ground, wrists in line with the shoulders. Breathe out. And then let go and need to for your arms to be in eagle. Sit in to that right outer hip. Make her delicious. Oh, make her even more delicious. Sit in, upper heart, long torso. 2, 1. As you take the arms high, bring the left knee up to the chest. Straight right leg, breathe in. Topple tree, rinse back. Really earning it in that outer right hip. Toe pointing in and down. Left leg strong and straight. Just tilt the heart up and step the left foot by the right. Arms high to chair pose. Breathe in. So right away sit. Cross the right ankle over the left and feel space open up in your outer right hip. And then sit figure number 4. But try and hug these ribs into the navel, so less dip in the lower spine. Elevate the heart, but sit down into the hips. As you straighten the left leg, your right knee comes up. You squeeze the belly. Arms high. Kick back. Topple tree. Feel your right hip looking down so that you can make a decision to stack it on top of the left and half moon. And then bend maybe the right leg. Chapasana from half moon. Keep your gaze still. Kicking and pulling a bit. Can you go back to half moon? So that's the right leg long, right arm up to 12. And then squeeze your upper inner thighs. Feel that squeeze, and then fly your warrior. Inhale. Second warrior, exhale. Inhale. Second warrior, exhale. Inhale. This time left big toes in, straight legs, fold her up. And breathe in and out. Fold in. Humble your heart, your chin, your forehead. Walk your hands in between your legs and behind you. Pull your heart in for 3. You can get into a tripod if you'd like for 2. If you don't get on your head in a tripod, hang heavy with mostly the crown of the head pointing towards the ground. If you're in tripod, you're starting to come out with wide legs, straight legs, flexing the feet, placing them down into a wide-legged stance. Everybody halfway lift. And then bend your left leg and flip your right toes up. Come back to wide-legged fold. Both sets of toes on the feet point to the right side of your mat. And then walk to the right foot, back of the mat. Put your left down, forces you to bend your right leg. Breathe in. And then straighten your front leg and just kind of humble down. Out of this humble place, come back forward. Woo! Straighten both legs. Breathe in. Fold in for pyramid pose. That's where your forehead comes forward to your front shin. Your left hip forward, right hip back, and folding in. Come back to wide-legged. Inhale. To the left. Then forward to the front of the mat again. Exhale. Plant your hands, left leg high. Breathe it. Bend this left leg, stack the hip, breathe out. Straighten the legs, square the hips, inhale. And then dive through to plank and maybe hovering the foot for chaturanga, unless you're making space for your body to be in integrity of breath. Upward face dog, shoelaces down to pick up the knees, shoulders back, downward face dog, exhale breath. Heels high, guys, breathe in. Come to the middle of the mat, looking to the front of your mat. And with that look to the front of the mat, do a halfway lift, breathe in. And an exhale, bow. And then interlock the hands at the left shin. Pick up the left knee to stand up. You're looking at the front of the mat. I'm going to look at you. Feel this pose for all her mighty worth. So she's long in the spine, you're standing up. You got strong arms, but if you let it go, everything would stay put. And then feel the peace fingers reach for the big left toe. And then feel whether you can kick out a bit. And if you can kick out forward, you can kick out to the left. And line your right arm kind of in line with your left leg. Outer right hip. He's going to smile up. For 3. For 2. And then as you bring this back, bring it to tree. Just have silent moment in tree. Left foot to the inner right leg. Pay attention to the right hip that's screaming at you a bit, but draw her into center too. And then flag open the left knee a bit. One breath in and out. Even if you fall out and have to come back to it. Left knee in. Take a step down. Right knee up with breathe in. And then kick back into dancer's pose, breathe out. And as you open up into dancer's pose with that right knee going back, see if you'll tilt your up first and then maybe forward. And maybe you open up into Chapasana from dancers. If it's too much, go back to dancers and work on dancer's pose. High heart, right knee kicks back. If you're in Chapasana, you're going to come back to a little dancers, lifting up through the heart as the right. And then everybody step down. Half sun salutation, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Interlock the hands at the right shin. Pick up the right knee. And as you do that, feel the hug temporarily, a few beats, feel the strength, the lift. You could skip the kick out and have an extended tree pose, or you could keep trying. Peace fingers to big toes. Less about how far you kick out, as long as your heart stays up. So maybe you got a deep bend leg, but you stay long in the spine. Or maybe you play with a little bit of movement and kick to massage the flexibility in. Maybe you'll go out with that left arm to a T, or maybe the left hand will stay on the left hip. The T arm actually helps to find the balance in the kick out. And as you center, it's really right leg and draw it into center and place your right foot to tree. And then stand up. Take a stand. Flag the right knee more open. Draw the left hip into center. Stand up taller for 3, 2. Right knee forward. Step down. As you take the arms high, the left knee comes up. Breathe in. And then you'll go to dancer's pose. Breathe out. In dance, now remember we're grabbing the foot or ankle from the inside. We're high heart as the left knee kicks back. Enjoying Nadarajasana for a few breaths, maybe for the duration of this pose, or maybe you come into a Chapasana opening. When you're in a Chapasana opening, you've got to turn your left hip in and down and then start to pick up your heart. It's kind of together movement to step out into dancer's pose and then out of the pose. Hands to heart in stand, then arms high. Breathe in. Fold up to flow. Breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, plank pose and chaturanga. Remember, I've been modifying all the way through in my chaturangas. They just need support right now. You could do that too. You might not have to. Meet in downward face dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Whether you hop the knees wide behind the wrists or step, make that happen. Toes touch. Hop the knees wide. Toes. Take your block. Knees wide for hero pose. Toes touch. Heels kind of cup a place for your butt. I'm going to use my block. No kidding. When you're also not practicing in the heat, for those that are really used to hot yoga, a little less in the way of opening. It just takes a little longer. So if this is like new to you, that you need to do this pose with a block, you don't suck. Nothing's wrong. It's just a little different. But make it so that you can breathe. The minute your breath gets sharp and you feel kind of hindered, then you know you've gone too far and you need support, or you need to peel it back. I've got a block across my shoulder blades so that my head can hang back, because I like the opening on my neck body. But you might have a second block or a towel and you might raise your head up. And if you can just think upward dog in this region here, in the heart and in the torso, And if you can just think kind of Anjaneyasana, lunges in the hips here. And then you'll do about 3 more breaths. Try and get out of the way of the chest. Let him, her open through the center there. And out of the 3 breaths, especially if your head is hanging down, help your head lift up. And then maybe you grab the outsides of your mat or your ankles or feet and you help yourself get up. Center line, get up. Yeah. And then from here, have a downward face dog and massage whatever energy is in the ankles and toes that needs a little rinsing. And then step your right foot behind your right wrist and your left foot behind your left wrist, and then sit your bum down and raise your arms forward so there's a little bit of balance, like Ardha arms. And then sit down. And then take your right hand behind your right calf and grab your left shin so that you could see your fingertips on your left shin. Take your left hand behind your left calf, and grab your right shin. Hold on. Ooh, it's going to be interesting. And lean back. So there's a rounding in the spine. And you're creating that rounding in the spine so that you can shoulder blades, sing out, tuck in, half rabbit. And when you're pushing through more the front of your butt, you come out of the rounding in the spine. Let go of the hands to shins. And for you, you'll probably need to turn around and lie down so your head's towards the front of your mat. It may be the case, I'm going to leave it up to you, that you feel really good about being on your back body and doing nothing else right now. Or you could step the soles of your feet so that your knees look up to the sky and have a spinal twist. So then both knees would go to one side and you'd twist out there. And then you could also bring both knees back up to center, soles of the feet resting on the mat, knees look up. And on your exhale, you would wag your knees in the other direction for the other side spinal twist. And as you find your way into Shavasana, if you're not already there, out of a spinal twist, think flipper feet. Same way we started on our belly, we flip that guy on the other side. Flipper feet are open, but the heels are inward and toes are out. And the invitation for the hips to rest in this is there. And if you're lucky enough to have time, you get to drift off for a bit of time. Might even feel like sleep, and it might feel even deep, even though it might only be for a minute or two. Those are those sweet Savasanas. I had a good one yesterday. I hope you have a good one today. But you have to commit to being on your back body, resting your eyes, resting your jaw, and letting go. Sweet dreams, everybody. Namaste.